What is up guys, it's your boy Swell. I'm here, back with another classic WoW video for Season of Discovery Phase 4. Now, with the release of Phase 4, I want to talk about a couple of ways that you guys can make gold while you're leveling in Phase 4. And the thing is, while you're leveling might be the best time ever to make gold in Phase 4. And the reasoning why is that a bunch of people simply won't be doing it. So you will have way less competition when it comes to farming in the open world, for example. A bunch of people are pre-questing to skip the early levels, so instead of farming in a low-level zone, they will go straight to Eastern Plaguelands or Winterspring or wherever else, and they will be focusing on level 60 content. A lot of people will also be pre-gearing, doing raids, dungeons, high-level dungeons, getting their full pre-bis, all of that stuff, farming reputation, and skilling up professions as well. The brand new phase hype and the rush to max level and the rush to end the game will be the focus to a bunch of people, and a lot of players are also planning to instance farm, as we have seen in Phase 2, Phase 3, and I bet we will see in Phase 4 as well, where they are leveling up by doing dungeons and spamming dungeons. The point is, these open world gold farms will be a lot less popular and a lot less crowded while you're leveling, and you can hit two birds one stone. While you're leveling, instead of only getting gold, you're getting gold and experience at the same time. So I want to show you guys a couple of locations to use while leveling to make gold and farm gold while you're leveling, and there are also more methods like this and more farms available in my gold making guide, which if you haven't checked out yet, now is one of the best times to do so, and I'll tell you why. I will be focusing a lot less on Season of Discovery moving forwards. I have a video talking more in depth about why and my decisions on everything, but the main thing is that I'm not that hyped anymore, and I'll be playing Phase 4 way more casually, and I want to make more the War Within content and focus a lot more on testing things in the War Within and making guides for that as well. So a lot of my gold making content will either be in huge early access to people that have my gold making guide, or even exclusive access as well, because if I'm focusing more on the War Within, I am going to be posting most of my gold making updates on the Discord server that you get access to by buying this guide. Now when you buy this guide, like I just mentioned, you get access to a Discord server where not only can you talk to me, you can talk to a bunch of other people also making gold in this version of the game, so we can share ideas and learn from each other as well, and it's a really good place to be if you want to make thousands of gold in Season of Discovery. And as you will experience in Phase 4, level 60 content requires a lot of gold, crafted items, legendary questlines, other questlines. We are also playing Season of Discovery. I'm betting there's a gold sink there, epic mounts, consumables for leveling, for raiding, right? There's a bunch of the things you need gold for, and you will probably find out during Phase 4 that you will want to make some gold. And once again, if you want my help doing that, check out my gold making guide down below. Alternatively, check out my Patreon as well, link down below. Most of my gold making updates for Phase 4 will be in that gold making guide, the Discord server, and Patreon. Okay, if you do check it out and if you do support me that way, thank you very much, I really do appreciate it. Now let's talk about where to farm gold while you're leveling in Phase 4, and the reality is, I will probably use quite a few of these myself. Even though I'm playing on a PvP server, once again I'm expecting a lot less competition, because people are leveling other ways, and they're rushing to the end game instead of farming while they're leveling. So even if you're like me, playing on a PvP server, if you want to farm in the open world, now is probably going to be the best time to do so. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about a very obvious one, the Jadefire Tricksters in Felwood. And to make it even more obvious where they spawn, it's right here in Felwood, the northern part. So you have a camp right here with a bunch of satyrs spawning, Felwood satyrs spawning, and the thing is, they respawn very fast. Even if you're 3 or 4 people, you can all farm at maximum efficiency at this place, so you don't need to be completely alone. Now the mobs are level 52 to 53, but once again, we're playing Season of Discovery. We have a bunch of attack power, spell power, critical strike and hit, so even if you're level 50, you can very easily farm these mobs no matter the class you play. So instead of focusing on only farming level 50s, this is a really good place to be, and the reason why is that they drop they have a really good loot table. They can drop different things. They have a bunch of patterns, recipes, cloth, but the one thing you're really looking for here is feather cloth, and the reason why is that feather cloth can be used to make moon cloth, which so far hasn't really been that in demand in Phase 3. The only thing they have been in demand for are mooncloth bags, but come Phase 4, mooncloth will be a lot more in demand, as it's used in crafting epic BOEs, epic BOPs, just used in a bunch of tailoring crafted recipes for level 60 gear. So farming feather cloth is going to be really valuable, and you can farm it even faster in Phase 4. So this location right here, very good from level 50 to, I want to say, level 55, and you can also use this one where they are a little bit less levels, level 51 to 53, and this is in Azshara. So you have 3 different encampments of Legacy rogues, or the Legacy tiers over here as well, that you can farm. So pick one of them, go to them, check it out, and see if there's a lot of people or if the farm is open, and then you can farm over here as well. Now, they have a very similar loot table. You have pattern, wicked leather bracers, elixir of the mongoose, and you have enchant gloves, great agility. Now, what you can see here is that none of the patterns are BOP, so you can sell those as well, but once again, the thing you're really looking for is the feather cloth. Everything else adds on top of the gold here, so you make a decent amount of steady gold as well from the cloth, the recipes, and everything else, but the main big ticket item you're looking for are those feather cloths. Now, next up on the list, we have this farm right here, the Blazing Invader farm in Ungoro Crater. These mobs are level 54 to 56, so you probably don't want to go here at the start of Phase 4, but once you have acquired some levels, this could be a really good place to be as well, and a really good place to go for farming gold and leveling at the same time. Once again, level 54 to 56, and the main things you're looking for here are Essence of Fire, Heart of Fire, and Elemental Fire. Elemental Fire will be in huge demand both in Phase 4 and very likely Phase 5 as well, due to the fire resistance gear and also potions associated with Molten Core and even Blackwing Lair. Now, in Season of Discovery, Blizzard have also added heat levels 2 and 3 to Molten Core, and they have already stated or hinted towards fire resistance being even more important the higher of those tiers you want to go. So Elemental Fires could be even more in demand this time around than it was in Season of Mastery, for example, or Old School Classic WoW. And Hearts of Fire are in demand because you can transmute them into Elemental Fires. That's just another Elemental Fire supply right there. So both of these two will be a consistent amount of gold for you right here. And then you have Essences of Fire, which are used in a bunch of crafts, BOEs at level 60, enchants, you name it. This one is used in pretty much everything. On top of that, you can get some Star Rubies, which are worth a little bit of gold. You have an Gora Ash you can sell to people doing their quest, or you can't even sell this one, can you? This is like the one you do for your own quest. You have a different item that I was looking at, but you also have Traveler's Backpacks. Overall, a very good place to be, a huge loot table, a bunch of consistent gold per hour, and also a couple of big ticket items. Once again, Traveler's Backpack. Now, speaking of Elemental Fires and Hearts of Fire, you also have Entropic Horrors. These are lower level, so level 53 to 54. You could go ahead at level 50, but you could also wait until level 52. Definitely up to you. These are found in Felwood. So around Felwood right here, you have these mobs, and be careful, there are a couple of elites roaming this area, but as long as you stay away from those, this is a really easy place to farm. Even now at level 50, you can go ahead and farm this right now, but definitely when you get a little bit more levels as well, 52, 53, super good place to be, can make a lot of gold while also leveling at the same time. Now for the loot table, they are a lot similar to the ones you just looked at. They have Heart of Fire, Elemental Fire, Essence of Fire, and a bunch of greens on top as well, so you can get a bunch of different loots here, even Traveler's Backpacks over here as well. Overall, very good place to be, very good farm, and if you are nearby, definitely go and check it out. If it is available, good, go and farm it. It's super good, but if it is way too popular, then maybe move on. But once again, it's super worth checking out, also because it's located here, and one of the farms we just talked about earlier in this video is the Jade Fire Tricksters, which are located just north. So if the Tricksters are too crowded, you can go and check out the Fire Elementals, and vice versa. If those are too crowded, you can go and check out the Satyrs over here as well. So you have 2 farms located right next to each other, and one more farm is like right down here at the Iron Tree Woods. You have Essence of Water that you can also farm for. It is probably not going to be as profitable as the other 2, but it's a third alternative in pretty much the exact same place. So this right here is a super good place to be to farm gold while leveling in Phase 4. Now another thing are the consumables you can farm in Blasted Lands. In this case we're focusing on the ones for the strength elixir, the roids, but you can really just kill anything down here and get a bunch of really good loot that you can sell in this phase. And the reason why is that these will still be used in Phase 4 as well, and they will be used in pretty much every single phase. Not by everyone, it's like a casual thing, not really a casual thing, but like if you want to grab more buffs and you can't get the absolute best, you can get this instead. So you have Snickerfang Jowl, you have Blasted Boar Lungs and Scorpock Pincers. Also people leveling their mains are stocking up on these right now, so you can farm it before Phase 4 comes out and sell to people that are quote unquote pre-questing, because they are buying these in advance and keeping them in their bags. Now in Phase 4 as well, you can sell it to people looking to get the consumable on their mains, or even people leveling their alts and want to buy these items for a quick experience boost. So this will be a very good place to be, very good place to farm, and once again will be a lot less crowded, a lot less popular at the launch of the brand new phase. So you could get a lot of free farming done in this place as well, and as you can see, you have a bunch of mobs located through pretty much the entirety of Blasted Lands, so you will never run out of things to farm in this place, and it's definitely worth checking out if you're in Blasted Lands anyway. Now apart from that, you also have Winterfall Den Watchers in Winterspring. They're a little bit higher level, 55 to 56, but they're really good, and you have 3 different places to farm them. The further west you go, the lower level they are, and the further east you go, the higher level they are. Now the main thing you want to get here are recipes and also the Winterfall Fire Water. This one right here increases your melee attack power by 35 and increases your size for 20 minutes. Now in Phase 4 you can also get the Echo item to farm Winterfall Echoes from this place too, so you can combine Echo farming with Winterfall Fire farming with also like cloth farming and recipe farming. So you have a bunch of farms in one place. It is absolutely incredible and definitely worth checking out. You probably can't get the Echoes for quite a while. It depends on, well, it depends on your server, how lucky you are and stuff like that, but you have to go through an entire questline to start getting the Echoes. Either way, good place to be anyway for the Fire Waters and cloth on top. Now, with all of that being said, there is one more item that I want to draw your attention to, and that is in Eastern Plaguelands. This is like really up end when you're level 55, 56, maybe even 57. You can start going to Eastern Plaguelands, and you can farm Carrion Grubs and Carrion Devourers. Now, the Devourers are level 56 to 57, and the Grubs are 54 to 55. These are located through pretty much the entirety of the Eastern Plaguelands, so you have the Grubs down south, like on the southern part of this tier right here, and then you have the Carrion Devourers on the northern part, and as you can see, like combined, they're pretty much all over the map except for inside Plaguewood, so you can run laps around the entire map. It is very good to combine with, for example, herbalism and mining, where you're already running laps, so you can farm herbalism plus mining and then use unit scan or anything else to look for these mobs, and when you find one, simply stop and kill the mob. And the reason why is that, first of all, they drop a lot of good loot. They have a lot of greens on the loot table, a lot of blues on the loot table, but they can drop something called a larval acid. Now, larval acids have a huge use case, and they're used in a bunch of items to craft, like crafted items. You have the Bramblewood Boot, Enchant Gloves Threat, really good for tanks, right? And you need 8 of them for that enchant. You have Sandstalker Bracers, Sandstalker Breastplate, Sandstalker Gauntlet, and Swift Flight Bracers. This one is pretty good for range attack power, and Swift Flight Vam Bracers right here, so these 2. Now you also have Hide of the Wild, increases healing done by spells and effects by up to 42, and also requires 8 larval acids. Now we also know that in Phase 4 they are buffing crafted items. Hide of the Wild is a crafted item, so all of these items will be buffed. They could be incredibly powerful and super strong, and if they still require the same materials, then you need a bunch of larval acids, and they're super annoying to farm. So once again, if you do have herbalism and mining and you're running laps anyway, take a look at these, like follow the map and just run laps and try to look for the carrion grubs and carrion devourers in Eastern Plaguelands, and you can make a lot of gold. It is super good. Okay, so that's pretty much what I have for you today. Once again, Phase 4 is right around the corner, so if you're playing Phase 4, I hope you have a lot of fun. And for me, I will once again be approaching Phase 4 a lot more casually than I have approached previous phases in the past, but I think that's going to be a good thing overall. Instead of rushing to the end game, rushing to get to level 60, and then rushing to get all the prebis and then start raiding, I'm just going to enjoy my time. I'm going to play a little bit less, take my time, farm some gold, and yeah, just gonna try to enjoy the phase at a much slower pace. Either way, if you're playing, let me know in the comments down below, and I hope you have a wonderful time in Phase 4. And if you try out any of the farms, I hope you have a lot of success, a lot less competition, and I just generally hope you make a lot of gold. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, check out my gold making guide on my Patreon for even more stuff for gold making, even more information, and all the things that I can teach. Well, once again, check those 2 links out, they'll be down below, and if you do support me on Patreon or by getting my gold making guide, I really do appreciate it, and thank you so much. Either way, thank you for watching the video, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next one very soon.